Okay, best friend. So coming in at number one, this is 7 things I know at 33 that I wish someone would have told me at 23. Coming in to number one, ladies, I cannot stress this enough. If you want to avoid getting your heart broken and cheated on, then when you enter a relationship, do not, I repeat, do not enter into a relationship based on good vibes and chemistry. In my 20s, oh, that was the quickest way for any man to get me. If he was fine, if he was funny, if we liked the same movies or TV shows, and when we get together, when we chilling at his crib, the vibes is just there. Like we could literally sit down and do nothing for hours, and he don't even have to say nothing to me. Like the vibes and everything is just there. I used to feel like, this is my person, right? I was so wrong. The problem is, right, there's nothing wrong with chemistry. That's a good thing, right? That's one of the key components you need for a long-lasting relationship. You need genuine chemistry, right? The problem is, and this is how I used to get my heart broken, because I was so in love, because we vibed and we clicked so well, it made me overlook the red flags, which is when the masks fall off, okay? The lying, the cheating. You see, chemistry and good vibes is one thing, but you got to look at a man's character. You have to be equally yoked in spiritual beliefs, equally yoked in loyalty and faithfulness, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to be 10 toes down loyal, and I'm thinking because we have good chemistry and, you know what I'm saying, the eggplant was good, like everything was good, right? And, they would tell me all the time, you're my first love. Yeah, I love you so much. And I used to fall for it. One thing about me, I used to fall for love bombing. That's another thing I didn't put on the list, right? I didn't know anything about love bombing because, let's be honest, like in real life, you guys, in my most humblest way possible, me saying this, I used to fall for love bombing because I feel like I am a genuinely good-hearted person. I'm pretty, I'm funny. Like, it wasn't hard. I used to feel like, yeah, of course a man is going to fall in love with me. Like, I have a good personality. Nah, okay? Men love bomb you. It's true. It's true. We should have listened to our mamas. You know how our moms back in the day used to say, be careful with these men. They're going to say whatever they want to get in your pants. Mama was right. Let me just say, mama was right. Okay, I don't care how funny he is. He will he in your panties. Okay, if you're not careful. So that's why you have to have real good discernment. You got to vet these dudes out. Don't rush it. I used to always rush into my relationships like, oh no, he's my person. We vibe. He's like my best friend. He's everything. No, I'm jumping to a relationship. No. Ease your way into it. If he's your person for real, if he's who God wants you to be with, then he's still gonna be with you. 1 second. My bad, y'all. My camera died. But like I was saying, before you enter a relationship, ladies, it's not about chemistry and vibes. You really got to sit down and ask him, especially for my ladies that's 25 and older. And you know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys are on the same page as far as beliefs. Does he believe in God? Does he want, does he see himself getting married to you? Does he want children? Okay, if you're the type of woman that, it means a lot for you to have a child or marriage and he doesn't believe in that, baby girl, there's not enough chemistry and vibes in the world that's going to keep you guys together. And a lot of my relationships, I feel like never worked out because I went based off looks. I'm not going to lie. Looks, if we vibe, the chemistry, that's all it took to get me back then. But now, baby, I'm asking all the questions in the world because even though I look good for my age, I'm getting older, okay? And I'm the type of person, I do not like dating. I'm a lover girl, okay? I like to have one man and give my attention and be desired by one man and one man only. Anyways, moving on to number 2, 7 things I know at 33 that I wish someone would have told me at 23. Now, number 2 is extremely important. So all my ladies out there who do not drink, please keep it that way. And if you do drink, please, let this be the year that you practice sobriety. And let me tell you why. This is why I wish somebody would have told me to not drink. By the way, this is kombucha. Let me put this down, y'all, because I want you to really take what I have to say seriously, serious. This is why drinking is so horrible, and I wish I never had a sip of alcohol. What no one told me about alcohol is once you start drinking, you're going to get used to it. and eventually become addicted to it, to the point where you rely on alcohol to have fun. And besides that, oh my goodness, alcohol makes you gain so much weight. And I thought that was not going to be a factor for me, because all my life I was always skinny. If you think of Sweetie's body type before the surgery, no shade, I love her body, by the way, but I'm just making an example. Like how she used to look before, that's how I looked all my life. But once I started drinking, you guys, that's when I was faced with the weight gain, weight loss. Also, alcohol, oh my goodness, like it causes, first of all, it increases your appetite. When you drink, comment below if you know what I'm talking about. So all my drinkers out there, tell me, let me tell you something. When you drink a lot of alcohol, right? Especially when you go to the club. Like me and my friends, we used to go to the club, drink, get blackout drunk. And then the minute we leave the club, we getting McDonald's. Man, I used to be, I'm not gonna lie. Like when you drink, you're gonna have a time. Like it does feel good at the moment, but with alcohol, the bad really outweighs the good. And it has long-term effects that people don't talk about. I'm praying for Wendy Williams, but her son said it in her documentary that, she has dementia, she has alcohol-induced dementia, aka memory loss. For those of you who do not know what dementia is, it causes memory loss. It ages you. I mean, just like if you smoking ages you too. What alcohol does, it dehydrates the skin, and when your skin is dehydrated, you form wrinkles. So, by the grace of God, I still look, good for my age. But right now, I'm on my sober, curious journey. I'm not saying that I want to cut it out completely, because like I said, my goal is to eventually cut out alcohol completely, but it's the hardest and most deadliest addiction to break. Do your research, Google it. If you drink every single day and then you try to stop cold turkey, it's not gonna work for you. You're gonna start shaking. You could get seizures, vomiting. You're irritable. You get sugar cravings. You get the weight gain, the appetite. I could go on and on and on, but like I'm not trying to say this to like make you feel bad or make you feel like, I know like we live in a generation where if you go to a restaurant, it's alcohol. The club is alcohol. Like, and if you don't drink, you're gonna feel left out. But baby girl, I'm sorry to say, if you're around friends, all they do is drink, maybe it's time for you to change your circle, because I'm telling you, it has long-lasting effects. To this day, I'm still struggling to get down to my, 130-pound weight. Like, I don't like being thick, because when I'm thick, when I gain weight, the first place I gain weight is my belly. I got people thinking I'm pregnant. My belly, I get like a double chin. This is all from drinking. And last year, when I first went on my weight loss journey, I was so strict. I did not drink at all. I did not drink. And if I did drink, it was once in a blue. When I first got on my weight loss journey, I was strict. I was plant-based. I had a personal trainer. My body was looking good. But the minute I started drinking again regularly, that's when I could not manage the weight gain. And then when you gain weight, what happens? You lose your self-esteem. Your confidence is low. Next, when you're dating men that's not even on your level, but you feel like, well, I'm gonna talk to him because, look at all this weight I gain, and I'm gonna settle for him because he appreciates me, and I'm not even at my best. So maybe he loves me. Nah, he don't love you. Men can smell when you have low self-esteem. They could sniff out a weak woman. And a lot of men, there's a lot of men go for women who, don't look their best. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them, they try to, they're like predators. You know what I'm saying? Not all of them. I'm just saying, like, not predators. That's a bad word. That's a weird word to say. But they're like, some men, not all, but some men, they prey on women that have low self-esteem. And like, you could tell when somebody has low self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know for me, at least for me, I could tell. Like, when I'm not looking my best, child, like, I don't know. I'm thinking back, like, the men that entertain, I would not entertain them now, child. Okay? Now, let's move on to number 3. 7 things I know at 33 that I wish somebody would have sat me down and told me at 23 not to do. Number 3, I know this is probably obvious. You hear this all the time, but I'm dead serious. A friend today can be an op tomorrow, a whole enemy tomorrow. Do not, I repeat, do not share your personal business with your family, your friends, especially your men. One thing about men I know, right? Especially, let me say something. One thing about men, not just men, like people in general, right? But I'm saying men because this is from my own experience too. Whatever you share with them at the moment, like they seem like, they're concerned. They want, you know what I'm saying? They want to get to know you. They want to learn everything about you. The minute they learn everything about you, let you do something to get them upset, they're going to throw it in your face. The same thing with your family, same thing with friends. Like, you could be cool with your friends. You might think that that's your day one. She would know. Her, nah, she would never fold on me. The ones that you feel like will never fold on you will. And I learned that the hard way, and that's the most painful thing ever. I got betrayed a lot in my 20s, and it's because I was too trusting. I was too naive. I always felt like everyone wanted the best for me. But I'm telling you right now, just because you have a good heart and because you're genuine and you go into friendships or relationships with a pure heart, don't mean those same people come into your life with those same intentions. So you got to be really, really careful. If anything, the only man that I share my business to and I run to, and I don't have to worry about my business getting repeated back out in the streets, is the man above, is God. I'm telling you. And that brings me to number 4. Spend a lot of time with God in your 20s. Like, I wish somebody would have told me that, because during your 20s, you have to remember, like, you coming from graduating high school, you're 18 to now 19, 20, 21, 22. Like, you're so new to adult life, and adulting can be so stressful. Like, I know with me, I moved out on my own when I was like 22, 23, and I was scared to be in the world, on my own. I wanted to be under my mom, but I realized that I'm grown, I'm an adult, and I don't want to be under her. Like, I want to have my own freedom. And but let me just say, you're gonna be going through a lot. And like I said with number 3, you're going to be going through things you can't really talk to people about because they're going to talk about you. And I'm telling you right now, especially if you have money troubles, like, what can they really do? But I know one thing about God. Anytime I went to God about my money troubles, my financial situation, God always made sure. I might not have everything I wanted, but God always made sure I had everything I needed. And it's no coincidence that God says to cast your fears, your cares onto me, because I care for you. In the Bible, it says the same way the same way you see the birds and the bees, and you see squirrels. I'll comment below. Did you ever see a malnourished squirrel? Did you ever see a malnourished bird? No, right? Mind you, animals, they don't know about nothing about getting a job and working to eat. No, but God, they wake up every day relying on God to feed them. And that's how we have to look at God. You got to rely on God. Like, and I know it's scary to have faith, but that's just what it is. If you really believe in God, you got to put your faith where you got to put your faith in your mouth, where, you know what I'm saying, where you say it is. You can't say you love God and then you stressing about bills, you worried. You got to say, God, I know this is in your hands. I know you will never give me something I can't handle. Help me. And I'm telling you, because ain't no way. I'm telling you, the life that I live right now, it's all God. I used to just pray to God, but I just feel like in my 20s, I should have prayed a little bit more, had a little bit more faith. Coming in at number 5, I wrote this down. I didn't want to forget. Oh, number 5. Ladies, this is so important. Trust your gut instincts when you first meet a friend or a man that you really, really like, okay? I cannot stress this enough, and I say this with every fiber of my being. Any friend that I met, right? And even though they seem real cool and nice, and they're like, oh, like we should hang out, da da da. Any friend that was super nice to me, but I had like this weird feeling about, I always ended up being right. Always. Especially when you're a child of God, God sprinkles us child of God with an extra sprinkle of discernment. You have to be in tune with your gut instincts. You have to be in tune with your discernment, or you will really be faced with the worst betrayal, hurt, and pain of your life. And I really regret that. I don't know. Every time I went against my gut instincts about someone, I always paid the price. You know, especially with guys too. I'll be like, oh, he's nice, he's caring, but I don't know, something about him that I just don't trust. And then it's too late. I was already in a relationship, already done gave my body away. For what? You know what I'm saying? When I could have just listened to my gut instincts. And I know sometimes we give people the benefit of the doubt because we really like him, or we, you know, she's a cool girl, or we probably feel like maybe like we're just thinking too much into it because we've been hurt in the past. No, like gut instincts is real. Even like, let's say your friend is like, girl, let's go to the club tonight. If your heart is pounding, your chest is pounding, you have a really bad feeling about going out, don't go out. I remember one time I went out with my friends, and for some reason, I didn't feel like going out. She didn't feel like going out, but we had promised our mutual male friend, it was his birthday. We promised him that, you know, we would show up to the club, you know, for his birthday. You know, he had a section and everything. You know, once you say you got a section, you got bottles, you don't got to pay for it. All right, we there. Okay, we there. I know, that's bad. But yeah, we end up going, you know, and we like, first of all, there was like 3 or 4 altercations in the club when we was at the club. Now, when we was leaving the club, there was another altercation as we were walking to my friend's car for us to go home. Me being nosy, right? My friend was like, oh my God, let's go. Like, everybody's acting crazy. Like, they fighting across the street. But I'm being nosy. I'm like, wait, hold up. Mind you, I'm thinking that we good because the fight is across the street. This is where the fight is, and this is where me and my friend was in her car, right? So I'm looking out the window, looking at 2 guys fighting. Next thing you know it, y'all, it goes 0 to 100 real quick. One of the dudes pulled out a gun. He pointed it at the dude, started shooting. Everybody started running. Meanwhile, we thought we was good because we was across the street. But remember when I told you guys about this discernment and trusting your gut instincts right then and there, even though the fight and he pulled out the gun on the person and it was across the street, something told me, and I know that was God. I know that was the Holy Spirit. Thank you, Jesus, for saving my life. Something told me, I heard a loud voice in my head said, duck down, and I'm going to tell you when to get back up. And I was just like this, right? And even my 2 friends, they was ducking too because we heard gunshots. It was going all over the place. So I finally felt like it was safe to come back up, right? And this is a true story. Thank goodness that I had witnesses in the car that night that will validate this story. Oh my goodness, I just got chills. Like, this is why I'm always talking about God. I will never stop talking about God because he really saved my life. I got up, and guess what? My friend's back door window was hit, right, with a bullet. So the guy that was shooting across the street, I don't know how, you guys, but somehow the one of the bullets came through the back seat of my friend's car. So this was I dug down right here, right? When I look back up, the bullet was exactly where my head would have been. I would have been shot in the head, gone, done. Y'all would never know who Love Your Natural was because of that discernment. Also, I should have never left my crib. I should have listened to my gut instincts, but I didn't because I wanted to party. It's okay to miss out. Don't feel like you're missing out. Okay, and also if you have friends that pressure you like, what you mean you're not coming out with us? You say you was coming out with us. Okay, and I changed my mind. It's okay to change your mind. If they give you problems about that, that's not the friends you should have. Those are the type of friends that's gonna end up having you locked up in jail somewhere because she's a hothead. She's in a club. She started, she had a fight with someone, and now you down in jail too because you were accomplice to something that happened. You don't need friends like that in your life, And that brings me to number 6. I wish that I had more godly friends during my 20s. No shade to any friend I had back then. We had the time of our lives, right? But I'm thinking about it now, like, I don't know. I just feel like in my 20s, like I lived a lot of, like I partied a lot, and I just felt like my life was just headed towards a horrible path. Like that party lifestyle takes a toll on your body. You have to understand, like, you might think that you always gonna have that cute, sexy body, but I'm here to tell you, after you turn 25, like I said, the weight gain is crazy, and it's very hard for you to get it off. And as you enter your 30s, it's even worse. And I feel like because I was drinking and going to the parties a lot, I gained a lot of weight. I made a lot of, also to piggyback off the no drinking comment, I made a lot of poor decisions under the influence. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like I should have been more, I was very careless. You know what I'm saying? I should have been more cautious. And I feel like I should have been in church more. I should have, instead of going to the clubs on Friday night, go to Bible study. Like, I know it sounds boring now, but like, when you live a life in obedience to God and you live a peaceful life, you're really winning. I used to think like, oh, it's boring to live in obedience, or I kind of shied away from God because, I was not done living my sinful life. I didn't want to give up a lot of things. But I realized that, the ultimate freedom is when you don't have to drink, when you don't, overeat, you're honoring your body, you're not sleeping around. Like, when you do these things and, also you're not beefing with nobody, because in the Bible it says, to be at peace with everyone. Okay. Blessed are those who, are peacemakers, right? Yeah. And I just feel like I should have been more godly. I was very worldly, which brings me to my last and final seventh thing that I wish somebody would have told me. I wish somebody would have told me to put some damn clothes on, because the clothes that I wore in my 20s misrepresented the woman I am. For my OG Bella Gang subscribers, or if you just started watching my videos, maybe you have binge watched my videos, I'm pretty sure you could tell by now, I have a pretty good head on my shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a God-fearing woman. I have a genuine heart. I'm sweet and everything. It's giving wife. But the clothes I was wearing wasn't giving wife. It was giving DTF. It was giving down to smash. And I feel like how I dress directly affected the relationships I had with men. I feel like they would not take me serious, or they probably just wanted to sleep with me. And if you had that, if you could relate to what I'm saying, then sis, this is your sign to start dressing a little bit more modestly. I'm telling you right now, I used to feel like, oh, I'm a cover up in my 30s and my 40s, but I'm only gonna be in my 20s once. Like, it's okay if I show my body. I'm not a hoe. I don't carry myself like that. And that's true. Even though I wore revealing clothes, I still always carried myself as a high value woman. But perception, unfortunately, is reality. If I'm dressing extremely revealing, I got to keep pulling my skirt down. My booty is showing. My boobs is showing. Like, how's anybody gonna take myself seriously, man or woman? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like now when I dress classy, I'm just, like I said in my last video, you get the treatment that you receive from both genders is amazing. When I go into establishments, I'm taken more seriously. And on top of that, it feels really good to get over 20,000 likes on a photo and I'm fully covered up. It feels really good that if I'm dating a guy, that he could show his parents or his cousins, his friends, anybody, my Instagram, and it's like, wow, like, she's giving wife, bro. You know what I'm saying? Not one naked picture on my page. I love that for me. And I wish more women, especially women in their 20s, will understand, like, girl, if you want to capture a man's attention, you know what I'm saying? You need to it's really what's inside. Because think about it. There's a million pretty girls. There's women that probably look way better than me, got a way better body than me. But guess what? The man that God has for you, he probably could get whoever woman he wants, but he wants you because you're walking in your Proverbs 31. You know what I'm saying? You're walking with like your classiness. You being classy and dressing modestly, you stand out, and you stand out in the most positive way. Imagine going to the club, right? You in a club, everybody's naked, and you're covered up. I'm not saying you're looking like a grandma. You're still giving sexy, but you all covered up. I bet you there's gonna be men coming after you one by one, because we live in a generation where everything is shown. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't even sell like men's magazine anymore with naked models. Like, and if they do, the sales is really low. Why? Because we live in a generation where, you know, women are doing it for free online. You could go online and see someone's camel toe boobs, and, you know, and if you say anything about it, it's, oh, a man is insecure. It's not insecure. Because I'm thinking to myself right now, if I was a dude, would I take a woman serious that was naked? No, I probably would smash. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's really keep it a buck. Like, just really think about it, right? And also, if you feel like you're not ready to give those clothes up, who am I to tell you, girl, you know, what's wrong with you? No, do it on your own time, because it took me until I turned 33 this year to realize, like, those clothes wasn't it. And I'm glad. And, you know, this month makes it a whole year I've been dressing modestly, and I don't miss a thing about dressing revealing. When I dress revealing, it caught the wrong attention, you know, and men just, they approach you disrespectfully. Oh, hey, sexy. Oh, this, like, I don't know. It wasn't giving. Now, a man, you know, thinks 2-3 times before he approach me. And when he does, is in a very respectful, classy way. And I feel like you ladies should be able to experience that as well. Okay? And, yeah, that's pretty much my girl talk, ladies, on 7 things I know at 33 that I wish someone would have told me at 23. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment below what other girl talk topics you would like for me to cover next. And I got you. Until next time, Bella Gang or no gang. I love y'all.